Hello, my fellow sneakerheads. This is Sneaker Resident Benjamin Scott. Welcome to a brand new episode of Sneaker Jamz Rebound. And on today's new episode, I have here a very special guest. She's a multi-talented artist like myself. Tell us your name and what do you do?
Hi guys, my name is Evannav. I am a singer, songwriter, and also content creator and entrepreneur. So I do have a online e-commerce store called Shop the Soul We Conduct, where you can buy first slides that are real first slides with different colors and your face shields like these
Nice.
that I sell all the time. And also I will be having new music coming out very soon.
Awesome. Well, Ivana, thank you for coming on the show.
For sure, I'm glad for you having me on your show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So tell me, how did you get into your awesome music career? How did you start?
Well, my grandmother was a music teacher, and she started outside of the South Side after coming towards Chicago at the age of 11 from being an orphan, sadly, when she came from Alabama. So that went from there, and then she taught her kids how to do music. And then later on, I was born, and I learned how to start doing music theory and learning how to sing from doing shows around her. And then after that, I went towards doing fine art schools like Franklin Fine Arts Center ever since I was really small from there, and then on up through high school till college now. I just currently just kept pursuing at it, and I've always liked singing and the sound of it, but I started officially pursuing it at the age of 12 after being around my sister, because she showed me recording and what it's like doing songwriting, recording, and doing stuff. And I said, hey, I like the feeling of writing your own stuff and going to the studio and seeing how that feels. So I was in a girl group, but it didn't work out because we were all younger. And then after that, I just kept going at it independently after that. So that's how it all started. And that's where I am for here.
Oh, that's awesome. I say you're doing great as a solo artist, no doubt about that.
Thank you so much.
Now, what was the first solo album that you did in your solo career?
So my first solo single that I released was called Proud. And I recorded that in Belize, Central America, the music video actually for it, when I was going to go visit my family. And I recorded the song when I was around the age of, I would say, 13. And I had wrote it based off of, I had a little bit of help from my sister because I was still learning and stuff, but I mainly wrote like the chorus and stuff because I saw a lot of teenagers and stuff at the time really liking to be in the little relationship and matching sneakers and all this stuff. So I was just like, hey, let me write a relationship song for people who are really happy to be in a relationship and want to show how they feel being in a relationship. So that's when I released my very first single from there. And then like I was releasing songs like Bless Your Head when I got older. There was other songs that was like an EDM infused reggae type of sound from there. And then I'm still pursuing it, but sadly I took a break because of college was a lot and high school was a lot. And then also sadly I was going through family matters where my father was really sick at the time and then he passed away. So I had to take a moment to step back and just regroup. And then after I realized I'm getting older, I want to go into a new rebranding cycle. So now that I'm 23, I'm going through a new rebranding cycle to make a new sound and stuff. So you're always young. You're always going to figure out things that's going to change. You're always going to figure out what's new for yourself and what you want to find inside yourself to have a story to tell to others. And I feel like right now is such a beautiful time to discover yourself, especially during quarantine, because everybody's going through this reality check with themselves to say, what have you done and how can you improve the world with changing it, and how can you change yourself, and good things to make yourself better, or how can you make yourself better in a positive way or a negative way. So right now is the perfect time for anybody counting yourself as a sneakerhead or a fashion model or other stuff to perfect their skills, because that's what I've been doing lately.
You know what? I admire you. And that's why, folks, talent runs in the family. For instance, my dad was a singer. He's a guitarist, keyboardist, and he's also a computer geek too. And, it runs down from him to myself because now I have all the talent because it was given to me because I earned it. I even deserved it. I even grew it, real big, y'all. Remember, talent runs in the family. If it's from your mom's side or your dad's side, use that talent for good, not for evil. Remember that every day.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
very true. Because like a lot of people, they don't really take their time to really realize how much they can do a lollipop effect to other people if you get my figure of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, they will say, I'm inspired by doing this, and then they will learn how to be as a accountant, for example, because accounting has been their family for years, and they could use it to help do taxes for somebody else or themselves. But instead they teach other people how to do accounting, not a lot of people really know the proper ways of doing taxes, and then they owe all this money to the government or all this stuff, and they could have actually saved some money and made some money back and also paid the government the right way, or they end up sometimes not learning the right way and they end up short and owing the government. So sometimes it's good to use those examples for lollipop effect and say, hey, you were actually doing this, and this is how you can improve during your taxes next year so you don't over owe or under owe, so that you're at the perfect spot where you're not in trouble with the government, for example. Or better yet, a sneaker designer, for example. This is my sneaker of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So these are a Marc Jacobs season 16
Nice.
rare edition, right off the runway, Ninja Wave shoe. So there was only probably 14 of these that were like off of the runway, I think. That was for that season, if I'm not sure, or 200, something like that. But they said these are very, very rare to find.
Hey, check out the texture right here. Look at
Yeah,
this.
so it has a Ninja Wave design, and it came out like 2014, 2016. So it's a long, hard time to find these. But even from the stitching, as you could see around, it's very nice and made very nicely to bring it close. They have different colors and stuff too. But when you see these, like, a person took the time to do it, and I'm pretty sure he had a person to say, instead of having a flat sole, you can improve it by having a grip based shoe at the bottom. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can learn tips in using the lollipop effect for even shoes, fashion, music, other stuff in the world, even for mathematics or other things. And you don't always have to do entertainment to change a person's life. You can always do something different by being a doctor. We need more doctors, especially during this time. We need more educators in this world, more people to change and do politics or other stuff to help the world be better. Not everybody has to always say, I'm going to be a basketball player or rapper, even though we all enjoy those things, and I even enjoy those things. Still, we need really, really life-changing people who's going to be the next Thomas Edison, the next Muhammad Gandhi, the next person who's going to be somebody impactful to this world in a great way.
Even Martin Luther King too. Yeah. Remember that.
So we just need a lot of different people to do different things.
How did you get into sneakers, Doctor?
So when I got into sneakers, I always was a person who, when I saw something for fashion, I always loved being out of the box. So I always liked watching like people like Michael Jackson or Lady Gaga or like Rihanna or A$AP Rocky, or people who was just like always different to the fashion game. Even Naomi Campbell was like bomb to me. So like people who was always just like defying an era, or like sometimes I go back to even old classical things like Marilyn Monroe or different like vintage like movies and stuff. If I see something that's really cool, that's inspiring, that's different from a culture that inspires people, I always like to learn from it and watch it and study it and try and make it into my own. And when I do that, I always see something that's different, and I don't want to be like everybody else. I know everybody says that, but if everybody's wearing Jordan sneakers, okay, that's cool, but what makes it your personality? And I feel like if I can't find a shoe that's different for me, or a different piece of clothing that shows me to express myself, I feel like you're not really knowing you. You're not really getting to know yourself. So I want to show a little bit of my personality with my clothing, to the way my nails are, to the way my hair is, to everything. And one day you could be hot, next day you could be cold, next day you could just think it's fire, next day you could think it's whack, but still it's up to you what you're confident in. If you're confident, you can be confident to take yourself anywhere in what you want to do. So end all be all, when I was like around 10, I saw these really cool Jeremy Scott sneakers. And I used to collect a lot of Adidas originals. So I used to do like a lot of like Vans, or like sometimes my mom would buy me like really really basic like sneakers and stuff because I was still getting to know my stuff.
Right.
Or sometimes my people would buy me like the small like little Air Force Ones because
Right.
my feet were
Right.
smaller. I didn't think too much of it because everybody used to hype it, but I used to think that these like colorful bold shoes from Adidas Originals was like so fire because I was just like it
Wow.
was just different to me,
Okay.
and nobody else had it. So I had these like animal print mixed up hybrid grayish pinkish shoes that
Uh-huh.
was like I
Uh-huh.
used to love those things. And then like also I had like these um platform creepers also at the
Uh-huh.
same time, and
Uh-huh.
Doc Martens also. And then I also had these like basic Vans that were like checker print. So I used to think those were
Sure.
all different because I used to try and practice skateboarding and other stuff. But when I used to do it, I thought that it just stood out and it was different. And I was just
Right.
like, okay,
Right.
everybody else wants Nikes. Everybody else wants Pumas at this time. Everybody else wants Skechers and the Heelys and stuff like that. I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind buying it. But everybody else will beg their mom for those things. And I'll be like, okay, this is kind of simple. It's on a budget, but also it's different and it's cool and it stands out and it's like popping and it's just different. So I was just like,
Uh-huh.
I wanted something that always stood out different because you can have somebody else that has the same outfit as you, but if you have that small little thing to define you and you feel comfortable with it, you can't tell me nothing because I'm the goat.
There you
So
go.
you gotta
There
pop
you
the
go.
collar. So
There you go. There you go.
yeah,
That's why casual sneakers are the best in the fashion industry.
yeah,
We can dress them up. We can dress them down. It's all about being ourselves.
yeah,
If we can't be ourselves, well, nobody can accept us. That's
yeah,
why sneakers make us who we are. It's all part of our identity. That's why casual sneakers are the best in the fashion industry every day. No doubt about that. Either you accept it or you don't.
yeah.
That's very
Even
important.
then, like if you have simple sneakers, start off with your foundations, and if you want to get crazy too, you could build it up and go crazy. Or if you want
Mm-hmm.
to start off crazy and be eccentric like how I am, you can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get basics too to mix it in. It's always good to have regular adventurous, a pop out sneaker, a heel. Like you can do different outfits where you can dress it up, dress it down, and even you can customize your own sneakers. A lot of people get afraid of doing that, and I encourage anybody who's creative, make your own stuff
Please
too,
encourage.
because like I admire so many artists that paint on their sneakers and they put like the two hands touching, like the architecture paintings that you see out there, or sometimes you'll see them putting like a whole astrology thing out there or flowers and stuff. And I think it's so cool that you take your time to put such little details inside of a sneaker because that's your personality. So I think that's even awesome. Sometimes I really look online, no one knows this, but I
Mm-hmm.
look on custom sneaker websites to look and see stuff that's different too.
Ah.
Or sometimes I go on
Mm-hmm.
goat.com or different
StockX.
things, or StockX, yeah, and look for those. Like I really like stuff that's just what I like, but
Mm-hmm.
it could be a basic shoe or dressed up shoe. Sometimes somebody else might think it's really ugly, but like I said, it's all about how you see it for an outfit and how you style it, or what the reason is. And even then, you can even flex on a budget too. Even if it's $10
Uh-huh.
sneakers,
Uh-huh.
no shame, no game. Like it's what you want to do because are they gonna help buy or support you or do something with the sneakers? Because there's so many weird trends that I thought was never gonna come back, like Fila's. Everybody used to think those are like not gonna come
Mm-hmm.
back because it was a past '90s type
I
of trend.
remember Feelers. Yeah.
But now, because '90s is so nostalgic to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
it came back, and some people thought it was ugly too. Same thing with like K-Sweats. They thought those are ugly. Those are making a comeback too. So because somebody made it fashionable and they made it comfortable for themselves, and it was also on a budget. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
never shaming anybody for bringing back Fila's or something that's simple and you could make it into a twist. Because like I feel like some people think that it's a stamp of approval once when a celebrity wears it. I
Uh-huh.
think it should be a stamp of approval when you wear it and you know you're comfortable and you're happy with it. It shouldn't be because you want to look like that celebrity or stuff. Like that's fine and all, but still be confident because you really personally want to wear it because it's a part of your personality, not just because it's a trend and it makes your feet hurt or it makes your feet look weird and you want to keep up with somebody else. It's because you personally want it. That's all.
That's absolutely true. In fact, once upon a time, I used to wear Filas back then when I was a kid. I even wore Air Force Ones, Vans, hell, I even wore Key Swiss too. And of course, a little confession, yes, I did wear a pair of Chuck Taylors. Something my mom bought me. God bless you so much. Oh,
I like Chuck Taylors.
yeah, I'm big on Chuck Taylors. In fact, I still wear them every day. Not only I got the mid top black Chuck Taylors, I got the low top red Chuck Taylors, and I even got the Pride Chuck Taylors too. So that's three pairs of Chuck Taylors right there, and I still wear them every day. No doubt about that.
Even the platform Chuck Taylors that they have out is really cool too.
Ooh,
I used to wear
nice.
those a lot when I was in like grade school,
Mm-hmm.
and even like I said, like I have no beef towards like any of the brands. I love all of the brands like collectively. Just like I've never had a pair of Jordans, but come to find out, I did have a pair of, I guess, the Nike Jordan ones, but I never knew of it when I reached high school because my mom. I like thrifting. I do. I like mixing it in with new clothing and old clothing, and also online shopping too. I like to mix up a lot of my other stuff. But my mom, I think she either got it on an online shop or thrifting. But she found these. I think they were like Google slash Olympics editions of a Nike vintage like 80s 90s sneaker, and come to find out it was a Jordan's one, and it was a green, all solid green thing, and it had like a tag on it that had it. It was really really cool to like wear, but then sadly, because it was older, the bottoms of the soles got worn down and had to dash those away. That broke my heart that day. But like I said, when you find stuff that's really cool like that, it's a lot of nostalgic stuff that they have. Like, did you know they had Apple Jordans too?
No kidding.
Yeah, that was from the 90s too. And I was just like, I never knew that these were even out. There's so many different rare nostalgic shoes that people don't even know of. And it's on like Fight or Flight website or StockX and stuff, but they cost so expensive because it's such a rare shoe to find, because it's just so hard to keep up with so many new trends that's coming in. It's like so many new shoes that's coming in and so many vintage shoes that's coming back, and then once somebody discovers a treasure piece that was made and manufactured years ago, it goes like up to $1 million just to buy them. Like, for example, the Back to the Future shoes, I think those are so cool.
Nike Match? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think those are now like $10,000 or something like
That's
that.
A lot of money.
Yeah, it is. But I have to say it's kind of worth it though, because they're mixing technology with it, so it's able to close on its own and open on its own and stuff like that. So the world is evolving, even fashion is evolving, even sneaker games is evolving. So
true, very true.
But I like to invest in. I would say I like to invest inside of whatever is a good quality shoe that's not gonna hurt your feet either. Just like heels, you can have a really nice Steve Madden shoe because it's the name, but once it hits rain, those will break apart really quickly, and no one says that. Or after you're standing in it for a long time, of course your feet will hurt. But some shoes will give you like corns on the side of your feet if you don't know to go a size up. So some people have to put the same thing with sneakers. Like for certain sneakers like this, because this is a designer sneaker, it's a European size. I thought that I was going to be a size 8. Like in US, I had to go down to a size 4 in a European size for this one, and it still fit. Yeah, I was shocked too. So I was just like, it really depends on the shoe and how they design it and how it is. But it's a lot of cushion. I feel a lot of air that comes up through it. It's very durable, and even they said it can do really well in the wintertime too, if I want to make it as a snow boot too.
Right.
But I feel kind of like with Chicago, because the snow gets so high.
Yeah,
I don't want to damage a really nice designed shoe. So it's all about the quality. Well, let me rephrase this. When did you start getting into sneakers?
I'm glad you asked that question. Folks, I got into sneakers back in 1994. And of course, like I told y'all earlier, that the first pair of sneakers that my mom bought me was a pair of the Converse All-Star Chuck Taylors. Awesome shoe. I had not only the black version, but I also had the red version too. And then I stopped, doing my sneaker game, and then I picked it up in the millennium, 2002. I was wearing Jordans again. I was wearing Vans, and then in 2016, my sneaker game picked up. That means I went into more Jordans, more Filas. I mean, let me tell y'all this. It was great, to be in the sneaker game like everybody else. That's why I'm showing everybody that sneakers are the best in the fashion industry. And I'm going to say this again. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. It's all about being ourselves. If we can't be ourselves, well, nobody can accept us. And I mean that for real. When I mean for real, oh baby, I mean for real. So remember to wear your sneakers every day, whether you want to or not. That's your decision. Now, I always ask my guests this question. Would you consider casual sneakers over dress shoes?
Oh, that's a tricky question because it depends on like the scenario and how you style it. Like I said, and especially it depends on the event because you can mix both actually. Because you could wear a tuxedo with a really basic fly Nike shoe and call it a day, or you could dress it up with a dress shoe like my designer shoe that I have here, and you could do it with jeans.
Right.
So it could be dressed up different types of way, or you could do like a simple spaghetti club dress,
Cool.
and then you could dress it down with like a simple basic white, those like simple toms that like they look like toms but they're not. But they're like really really basic sneakers like those. You could do that, or like Mary Jane's with it.
Cool.
So you could. It's very so many different ways of how fashion is changing and how much people are innovating it and switching it with nowadays with their sneaker game to the heel game to the boot game, and especially like how so many models have paved ways for street fashion alone. Like especially New York street fashion, they do it where they will mix high fashion sneaker or a dress up sneaker like a basic. Let's say, for instance, if you have dress shoes, right? They will pair that with like some jeans, and then they'll put a tux on top, and then they'll like mix it with like a baseball cap. And it's just like how, like it doesn't make any sense saying it out loud. But when you see it, it's like, oh, I see what she did there. It's very casual chic in a way. So it's really different for me to answer that question because like I said, fashion has evolved so much, and so many people have paved different ways of looking at fashion, especially with trends in street fashion. It's always changing. It's always going to innovate. So for me, I would mix both, depending on the area. So, and I always have an open, broad spectrum of learning new sneakers, new fashion, new things, new makeup, new everything else like that, because I'm always opening to learning new things and being like a sponge. So, but somebody else might think strictly just dress shoes is my thing, or strictly sneakers is my thing, or strictly, like I said, boots is my thing, because there's some people who just don't like sneakers at all, too.
So you prefer both? Yeah,
so I'm a person who likes both.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
So I like all.
Hey, it doesn't matter if you could wear either casual sneakers or dress shoes, or you could wear both. That's part of being yourself.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it and relax with it as well.
Yeah, fashion is always fun. It's always a great moment to just challenge that and open up yourself to figure out what's new and what you can do to make yourself different and challenge the fashion field to really figure out that outfit. Like, for example, if you want to wear like a silk scarf and a big furry jacket with like half crop top and some leather jeans, and then like say for instance if you want to throw because everybody thinks it's going to be like a dress shoe there, What if he wants to throw some Nikes in there? What if he wants to throw some Adidas in there or some Pumas in there? That could be different. Or maybe even then, what if you want sandals? Forget all that. You could change it. You could like do whatever you want to do. So it's just like fashion has been changing so much. Or some people have even gone barefoot.
No kidding.
Yeah, so like you could do whatever you want because fashion is changing so much. And like I said, there's people like ASAP Rocky or Bella Hadid or Travis Scott or Rihanna or other people like these, Tyra Banks or so many, Lady Gaga, or even for male people, like I said, Travis Scott, ASAP Rocky, Tyler the Creator is another one who invented a really cool sneaker. Did you see his golf sneakers?
Yeah, I have seen.
Yeah, so that he even innovated something that's different there. What's like a hybrid shoe. It even looks like a boot mixed with a high upscale thing, but it's also a sneaker. So like that's what I said, fashion's innovating so much. Or even then, I would even say, look at Kanye West. Like it's a simple sneaker, but it's still, you could dress it up, you could dress it down, you could do whatever you want.
Exactly.
In that way. So it's just the sky's the limit, and I love it that fashion is changing so much in this way where we're not stuck in a box in a category where we have to just stick to what society thinks is normal or what it's okay, especially because Instagram and other people have pushed street fashion, makeup, and especially the sneaker game. They've really pushed that forward. I really enjoy that.
Hey, I enjoyed it too, for real. Well, we're running out of time, y'all. But thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you. I really enjoyed having time talking to you. I enjoyed meeting your fan base. I really hope you guys enjoyed meeting with me. If you would like to see more of my stuff, my name is Evannav. You can follow me on all social medias at Evannav. I'll be having content coming out very soon. My website is www.evannav.com. And then for buying my shields, like I said, that I sell in my first slides, you can shop on www.shopdisorderlyconduct.com. Also, you can visit our Instagram called Shop Disorderly Conduct on Instagram and social medias. But like I said, thank you so much for having me on your platform. I always love talking about sneakers, and I always love seeing your fashion style. You're always doing stuff that's innovating stuff. He's going to have probably his own sneaker collection one day. I really hope so because you're very creative. And I just cannot wait to see what you're going to do with fashion as a model.
It's always my pleasure. And I will definitely do that. And thank you guys for tuning in. Now, if you want to know which casual sneakers will I show y'all my sneaker gym, or better yet, with special guests like Evannav here, shall I bring my sneaker gyms? Here's another thing. Which great sneaker debate will I share to y'all on sneaker gyms? What do you think?
I think it's awesome, and if we can have like a podcast with different people from the past guests to talk about their point of views, I would love to see their sneaker game. I would love to be put onto new sneaker comments to let me know like what sneakers are in, what I should try, what to learn. Like I said, I love broadening my sneaker collection because right now my sneaker collection is a little bit dry, so I would like to get some new influences. And like I said, I would love to have you guys tell me what you guys like for the debate. Tell us in the comment section so we can start this debate. Do you prefer classic sneakers, or do you prefer really like new forward trending sneakers is going on, or do you prefer dressing up, or do you prefer plain? Also, do you prefer like the new innovation of what's going to change with the new fashion forward technology type of sneakers, or do you prefer just the classic simple Vans? Like, just let us know, or what kind of sneakers do you like in general? So we're always open to hearing what's going on.
Well, that's for us to know and you to find out. So stay tuned to the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless y'all. Be safe. Be well this year. And as always, this is Sneaker Resident Benjamin Scott with Evannav. We'll see you guys next time. So God bless y'all. Peace. And always remember, listen up and kick it with Sneaker Jamz. Later.